doing some football, having some fun. Somehow the weather stayed off as you try to plan it, and all of a sudden, it's supposed to be beautiful weather. And then all of a sudden, 10 minutes before we start practice, like, we might get hit with some weather. So it held off enough for us to get a good practice.
Satisfied?
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, it was just in helmets today, so it was really good just to kind of wake everybody up, get us back out on the field a little bit, and get everybody moving around. And it just, there's a transition to me from that off-season mindset where, I'm studying football, I'm kind of doing drills on my own, and players are running a practice out there. We're watching some film to apply and lifting weights to coming out here and applying it and going full speed. So it's good to kind of just wake them all up and prepare them for that transition.
Is that the thinking behind having one practice then turning loose for spring break?
Yeah, what I wanted to do is just kind of, the first two practices we don't have pads on anyway. So just kind of this week to get that transition set. So when we come back next week, they're kind of rocking and rolling when they come back off of spring break, ready to get into football mode.
How much did it help, too, this day to get them acclimated with the new defensive staff?
Yeah, and that's always good too because you look at this practice. First practice you don't have any pads on. We got a lot of young guys out here, on new faces out on the football team. Got some new coaches. It was kind of like an intro practice, and when you come back from spring break, I think everybody's going to be more comfortable going fast.
New 3-4 look on defense. Do you think that's going to be the base for the next season?
Well, we're going to be multiple on defense. We were just like we were last year. I think we're just and installing it. I think a little bit. We ended up being a little bit more 4-3 than 3-4 last year, even though we were multiple. Did both last year. I think just with some of the new things, we wanted to start on that end of it, but we're gonna play both fronts.
Coach, I know life goes on, but what was it like to not see number 15 in a green jersey?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been here a long time. I was like, haven't seen 14, then didn't see 17, and then don't see 15 in the green jerseys out there. And, I guess I've been here for a while because I was laughing, and Josh Boyd was out. Well, the guys were working out yesterday. I'm like, these guys. He's like, Coach, I was never here with anybody that's on this field. And I realized how kind of old I am. That all happens. It was good to see some of those guys out here today, but it's the next guy's chance, next group of guys to step up and try to surpass what he accomplished here.
How have some of those newcomers acclimated themselves since January?
The
newcomer coach.
The coaches,
no,
or the players, or everybody. I don't know. They're figuring it out. There was probably a shock for them because they've probably never had a practice kind of this tempo and this speed before, with as much stuff as we're throwing at them in one day. But they'll get it.
Your thoughts on Coach Baker joining?
Yeah, well, I'm thrilled to have him on staff. He's got a tremendous amount of experience. Great, people talk about him, the technician that he is, and helping guys develop and all that. The guys he's coached in the NFL, and that's a pretty good guy to have working with our defensive line.
Did y'all cross paths before? Did you know him?
We hadn't, and and I think, in talking to him, just there was a great opportunity and a stage in what he'd done that he was looking to make a transition and come back to the college game, and timing just worked out, I guess, great for both of us.
How did his name kind of appear? What allowed you to pass across, I guess?
Well, I think that was it. I think he was looking to, he called and said, I'm looking to get back to the college game, with his family and all of that, and he after being in the NFL for so long, and we just happened to have a job open, he was kind of ready to make that move, this just kind of
Did he call after David or before David? Was he already on your radar, I guess?
No.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know. I guess sometimes you don't look at it and say, hey, there's not a job open, so there's no need to get in touch with people. But, a lot of different people, once that job came open, called on his behalf, talked to him. Peter had talked to him, and everybody just felt really comfortable.
Speaking of Dak, not being here, how open is the quarterback competition for the spring?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's absolutely wide open today. Everybody's going to get reps with 1s, 2s, and 3s. I think today the starting order was set on grade point average and academic performance this spring. So, we'll probably continue that. The guy going to 1s is the guy who gets the best grades during that week of school.
What did you like out of the quarterbacks today?
I don't know. We'll see. Watch them. I think day one, a lot of new faces. Hard to see much of what they're going to do, but I thought all of them felt pretty comfortable out there on the field. And you'll see some of the, you look at Damian Fitz. They maybe got a little bit more experience, a little bit more comfortable when the team situation rolls around, in making adjustments. And Elijah and Nick Tiano, I mean, you can see the talent those guys have, but sometimes it gets going faster. They just need the experience and the reps, and that'll come with time.
Didn't see Fred Ross out there today.
Yeah, Fred had a surgery today, on a groin issue that's just kind of been nagging him throughout his career. He's going to be out for spring. We had a bunch of meetings on it and just thought it was better, in where he's at, to go get that done right now. So he's back ready to rock and roll come the fall time at 100%. So he'll be out for the spring.
Precautionary procedure, though, more than anything.
No, I think in talking to the doctors, it was one of those that, hey, you can take the chance, it's going to be fine, it'll keep nagging him, could be off and on, or get it done and he's going to be fine. And so, he knows what he's doing. So, I mean, I don't need him out here. We need him come the fall time. So I think it just, it's a meeting with us, the trainers, the doctors, him, his family, everybody getting together and just think long-term what's going to be the best deal for him.
It's encouraging to see Des Harris getting back out there after his tough breaks.
He's had some, and I think he's still limited, But I mean, it is good when you come into it when you only have Des, Deontay Evans, really the two limited guys. Elijah got a sore hamstring, but I mean, you're hoping the next practice we should be pretty close to full strength.